Excuse me. I hope you're not yawning now. Alright, so welcome back to Horror Trans. My name is Stephanie Bree. I'm a transgender woman, and I talk about all things horror. And today, we're talking about the 2005 sci-fi horror thriller classic, remake-ish, reboot, kinda, sort of, War of the Worlds, starring little guy Tom Cruise. I believe it was Dakota Fanning, and produced by, or even directed by, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Spielberg himself, who, believe it or not, does horror better than people realize. If you don't think The Green Mile, or Schindler's List, or Jaws, or Poltergeist are legitimate, proper horror movies, then you don't know what horror is. So Spielberg, he can do horror when he wants to. Now, this was kind of, sort of, almost in a roundabout way, a throwback to the sci-fi B-movie horror movies of the yesteryear. Probably stuff Spielberg would have watched as a child. Most likely. Here's the thing. It is, at its core, a retelling of a story you've already heard. You've already seen. So the first question is, does it work? Is it effective? Is it an effective reimagining of this particular story? I'm going to say, yeah, this is actually a pretty faithful-ish readaptation of a story you've already seen or heard. Faithful, but also puts his own unique twist on it, which is what you want. So the second question I'm going to ask is War of the Worlds, the remake, a good movie? And I'm going to say yes. It is a good, entertaining, enjoyable watch. Is it scary? Fuck yes. Not like, crying to the gods, please save me by the end of the movie scary. But it's got some jump scares, and it's got some creepy moments, and it's got some good atmosphere. And the whole premise is just sort of like, whoa, if this actually ever did happen, we're kind of fucked. And if it did happen, there's not a goddamn thing we could do to stop it. We're powerless. We're not sending, Will Smith with a can of Coke and some sarcasm to go, blow up the alien mothership with his moxie. It ain't gonna work. But anyways. No, this movie's pretty good. However, I don't usually review straight-up science fiction films, which this is not. This is a sci-fi horror thriller, which is appropriate for this channel. Occasionally, I'll sidestep into horror-adjacent territory, dark comedies, thrillers, maybe a murder mystery or two here or there. Who knows? This movie definitely fits the bill, the proper umbrella of horror, I would argue. But what's my review to you using the formula I use? Is this a rent or a buy? Is this a movie you should own in your collection and you want to revisit? Or is this a movie that's damn good, don't get me wrong, but it's a one-time watch? You know what I mean? And I'm going with the latter. It is a damn good movie, but you don't need to see it twice. This is okay, I saw it. That was a good 2-hour experience. I don't need to have that experience again. This is absolutely a rent. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie, and when I review movies rent or buy, this is the reason I chose this formula, because it isn't about the quality of the film, it's about, are you going to want to revisit the film again? And this is when I'm going to say no. You're going to watch it, and then you're going to process it, and then you're going to move on and never want to watch it again. It's not bad. It's just one that you don't need to see twice. Once is enough.